In this episode, we had some heavy hitters at Cars and Coffee. Why do Americans, us, hate wagons? And you are the chosen one. Welcome to episode 151 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. Michael Rao, over the past weekend, we had our local Cars and Coffee.
We did, and it was massive.
Magnificent.
It was. It was one of the biggest ones we've been to in a long time.
I've never seen it that packed.
I mean, there had to be well over 500 cars there.
And you were getting messages the day prior to show up.
Yeah, a buddy of mine that actually runs Cars and Coffee, Peter, which, great job, by the way, Peter. He sent me a message. He's like, hey, make sure you show up on Saturday. I was like, oh, okay, you must have something exciting. Sure enough, there was a few very, very exciting things there. Starting with this yellow thing we're looking at.
And what might that be?
It is a Lotus. It is the new Lotus Emira. However you just pronounce it. That one.
However you want to pronounce it. Yes, it is the newest of the Lotuses.
It's the first time we've seen one in person.
And it looked great.
I love it.
I think it looks fantastic.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I really, really, really like it.
Mm-hmm. One of the cooler things is the interior.
Oh, I love that. You see, like you've got that. It's like the mesh that shows the inner workings of your gear shift, like the linkage and all that. That to me is the business. That is so cool.
You know, if either of us were in the car, while the other person was driving, we'd just be looking down.
I would be watching that the whole time.
Just shift around and move all the mechanical bits.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
God, I love that. That is maybe one of my favorite things I've ever seen fitted to a new road car.
Yeah, I can agree.
Like, of all the cool features we see on new road cars, that right there, the exposed gear shift mechanical linkage bits, is just, that to me is maybe more cool than a roof scoop. And that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
You can see that in the car, and you can see it working. You can see it doing what it's designed to do well. A roof scoop, you see it, but you don't see it mechanically moving, and it's not polished aluminum that's like doing what it was designed to do in the way that it was designed. It's different. It's just a different feel.
If you're a car guy, seeing that is just like, whoa.
Yeah, that's neat. That's
really neat. Cool. Really cool.
So here's a cool shot of the Evora GT and the Emira. Not GT, I don't think, right?
I don't make a G. It's just Emira.
You can see the similarities in the car.
But the Emira is much more attractive looking.
Yes.
It's got much better lines.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more proportionally better.
I agree.
I really like it. I want to drive one so bad.
But it was super cool.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of cool, there's this.
Dude, a Jurassic Park Ford Explorer with the bubble roof thing so you can see the dinosaurs eating you alive.
The bubble roof makes this.
It's that 100%. If it didn't have the bubble roof, it'd just be a Ford Explorer with the funny paint job.
Right. But they actually put the bubble roof in it, which
that's
was
amazing.
Cut the roof out, fit it correctly, get the bubble roof. I mean, they went all out with it. It looks great.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I am a huge fan of that.
You know they're fun to hang out with.
Oh, for sure. I'd love to get a drink with them.
Yes. Yes. Speaking of wild, though. Holy Mad Max.
This Mad Max mobile, this like wild hot rod dually diesel truck rat rod thing.
There was a crowd around this the whole time.
It's just wild.
It's crazy. Super low, super slung, massive tires. Humongous tires with dualies in the back and a turbo that makes it so you can't see anything out of the windshield at all.
Zero.
But it doesn't matter.
It's really cool.
It is very cool.
I do love it. I would love to drive it just to see what it feels like.
Terrible.
It'd be horrible.
Completely awful.
It'd be awful, but I would want to.
Terrible maneuvering. I don't even think you could turn this thing. It doesn't matter. You just sit at a stoplight and people go, oh.
What is that? Agree.
Yeah.
It's freaking sick.
Super, super cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then my buddy Eric brought out his Aventador S, which is maybe the hottest Aventador S on the internet right now.
Yes.
White on white.
That works.
That works exceptionally well.
Yes.
The white Aventador S with the white wheels, that is really good.
That is very good. And this was in a row of cars that were just insane. Every one of them was insane.
Mm-hmm. Just ultimate supercars. And if you actually look in the back, your favorite car is back there.
Oh, there it is. The Chrysler by Maserati.
Yeah.
You're right.
There it is.
Yes. Now, the star of the show was there. This was the car I'm sure that your buddy was talking about that you should not miss out on.
That be the one.
And what might this be for the people?
This would be a Bugatti Chiron.
Yeah, there's a Bugatti out there.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see a Bugatti at our local Cars and Coffee.
Nope, but it was there.
Yeah, I did not expect that, not even a little bit.
Next to an SVJ.
Not SVJ, SV.
SV.
No
right.
J. But it was a heavily modified SV with lots of Vorsteiner extra carbon bits on it.
But I have seen a... what was the previous Bugatti?
The Veyron.
I have seen a Veyron. I've seen a blue Veyron. I have not seen the Chiron. This is the first time I've seen this. It was spicy.
It's wild. I got to admit, it is not the first Chiron I've seen, though.
Really?
Yeah. I saw one locally just driving around.
Did you see a Veyron?
No, actually.
Ooh. Yes.
But
Super cool to see out there.
It's just a menace of a thing.
It's Bugatti. Like, what more is there to say?
Yeah. You just don't expect a Bugatti to show up to Cars and Coffee. You expect a Lamborghini. You expect a Ferrari, bunch of Porsches, tons of Corvettes and Mustangs. But a Bugatti? That's special.
There's a few car companies that are in that class. Like Pagani in that class. Bugatti, Koenigsegg in that class. I can't think of many more.
There's not a Donkervoort.
Yeah. That's still not Bugatti class, though, because that doesn't hold the clout that this does.
Oh, right? For sure. Agree.
This just is... It might be the king of all...
It just is.
Yeah.
It is the ultimate car. It's the most of all of the things. The most radiators, the most turbos, the most cylinders, the most of things.
It's ridiculous, but it was out there.
Like Clarkson said, it's like Concorde. It proves what's possible. Mm-hmm. It says you can go 250 miles an hour in massive comfort.
You can.
It's amazing.
Somehow. It's amazing.
It's just amazing.
And then there was this.
Yes, this is what I'm calling to be my spot of the week. Even though I didn't really spot it because it was at car show, it's my car spot of the week. And it is a midnight purple Nissan R34 Skyline GTR. Ooh. I've never seen an R34 before. I've seen R32s. I've seen R33s. I've seen the newest one, the R35, the GTR. I've never seen the Too Fast, Too Furious Paul Walker Skyline.
This was fantastic.
Yeah, I've never seen it before. And it made me feel 15 again, thinking back to Fast and the Furious, watching Paul Walker with his silver and blue R34.
Yeah.
There's a different picture of an R34. That's just in that midnight purple. God damn.
That midnight purple is amazing.
You remember the guest we had a long time ago, Dan Kim?
Yep.
That's what he had.
Yep. Right-hand drive. Possibly one of the best cars you could buy.
Yeah. I didn't know much about the stats of them. I always just knew they were this folklore thing, and they're just now barely becoming legal to import because they're just now reaching that 20-year mark. But it's just amazing. It did have a twin turbo 2.6 inline six. That was an RB. I think it was an RB26. I think was the engine in it. Now factory, it only made 276 horsepower.
Okay.
But 20 years ago, that was enough.
Oh yeah.
Right. But the coolest thing about these was, with just a quick little flash, a little ECU remap, you're well over 350.
Oh, man.
So they were easily tunable, which is why they held such a high esteem with the tuner culture. You can give it a little bit of tweaking, and you have a monster. They've been known to carry over 800 horsepower.
Jeez.
Yeah. So Stock, it was 4.8 seconds 0 to 60, which is a quick car for 20 years ago.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is funny nowadays is slow, right? But when you tune it, that's a monster.
Still, I wouldn't call that slow. In today's terms, yes, it's slow. But
I'm not going to say slow, but it's not a Tesla, right?
No.
It did weigh 3,400 pounds, which it's a bigger car. I mean, I get it. But now I'm going to pose you the question. You're allowed to import one JDM car. What do you import? This, an R32, an R33, a Sylvia, like an S13, 14, 15 Sylvia, like a K truck, like the little mini truck things.
An NSX?
But that's not imported because you're already here.
Yeah,
Right?
I agree. I honestly think it would be this.
Same.
I think it would be this.
Yeah. If I could import only one JDM car, even over a Hilux, and I love a Hilux, give me an R34 Skyline.
This is way over a Hilux. Sure, a Hilux won't die, but it's an R34.
God, I've never seen one in person, and that's why it's my spot of the week. And I got to admit, in person, it holds a lot of presence.
Oh, a ton. There was a crowd around it the whole time.
Yeah, like an R32 or an R33 Skyline holds presence, sure, but the R34 is just so, God, it just has so much behind it. It just overshadows everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why this is actually my spot of the week over the Bugatti. The Bugatti's really cool,
The Bugatti is cool.
but I've never seen an R34 before,
It's neat. It's super neat.
and I really want one.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
I really, really want one.
The culture around this car is unbelievable.
God, I want one so bad.
Yeah.
Scrumptious. Absolutely scrumptious, that car. Especially in that color. Midnight purple. Oh. And the picture you took captures that midnight purple quite nicely. Because the car next to it's black. You can tell it's not black.
It's not black.
I love that. I love that to death. So, that was my spot of the week. Did you see anything?
I did. I did see the Bugatti, but I'm not going to use that because that's from the car show, and I feel like that's kind of cheating.
Yeah,
I'll
I
let you
cheated a
pass.
bit.
I'll
I
let
cheated
you
a bit
pass.
because it's an R34.
Yeah, it was a great car, which you could say the Bugatti's a great car. But I saw something more up my alley.
Oh, you saw, I don't know, an Isuzu Trooper.
That'd be pretty sweet if I happen to see that. No, I saw something a little better up my alley.
Oh.
I saw a 2000, what I think to be is a 14 Acura TSX Sport Wagon.
Oh, so a wagon TSX.
Have you ever seen a wagon TSX before?
Quite a few times, yes.
They are somewhat rare.
They are somewhat rare.
Yes. You want to know how rare?
Because Americans hate wagons.
I don't know why.
Because they're amazing.
Before I get into how rare it is, let's talk about some numbers real quick.
Okay.
They were made between 2011 and 2014, so only 3 years of making them.
So the Americans hated them so much they died at 3 years old.
True.
God,
yes.
why do we hate wagons as a country so much?
I don't know, because in the UK, this thing would just blend right in and people would love it.
Everyone loves an estate or
Yes.
a wagon.
They're fairly common to not see the wagon version of this, the normal
Correct.
coupe. But the wagon just sticks out. The one that I saw was white. It was fantastic. It seemed to be pretty well kept, too. You get an inline 4-cylinder with 2.4 liters.
Man, brother.
We're talking about some power.
Yeah.
How about 201 of them?
Oh, that's not a lot. Oh, that's not a lot of power.
Is this not the most right up Derek's alley car ever?
It's so slow.
The 200 horsepower mark is just spot on for me, baby.
If it's 250, that's much too much for you.
No.
That's way over the top.
No. James May was disappointed at that number.
Live a little. Get 210.
201 at 7,000 RPM, by the way. You really got to crank it to
You
get
are
up there.
revving the nuts out of that for all 201 horsepower.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Another number for you. 170 pound-feet of torque at 4,300 RPM.
That's not very good.
It's not great. Nope.
That's not very good. That's
Not great.
so
Nope.
very not good.
Nope. Curb weight of this car, around 3,600 pounds. It's not.
That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be for a wagon.
It's not light, but it's not terrible.
It's a wagon. I would have expected that to be $4,000.
Yeah, I would have as well. Can you give me a guess on the 0 to 60 time with those specs? I can tell you it's not fast.
0 to 60 in yes.
Yeah.
Is it okay? So a couple of weeks ago we talked about the new Prius, and the new Prius was 0 to 60 in like 5.2 or something like that. Is it faster or slower than the new Prius?
Our cars are not faster than the new Prius. This is not even in the ballpark.
Okay, how not in the ballpark is it?
We're talking 8.4 seconds 0 to 60. It's very not in the ballpark.
That's very slow.
It's not fast.
That's slower than the Tesla Semi.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is. It's not very quick. But it doesn't matter because you have a wagon and you have an Acura and you are the best dad in the neighborhood.
I want to put a big turbo K24 on that.
That would be insane, but it would be kind of fun.
I want to put a big turbo K24.
The problem is it's front wheel drive, right?
I don't care.
Now, as far as rareness goes, so this was only 10,000 of these were made, and they were spread out over a 3-year period. They're not amazingly rare, but you don't see them very often.
Correct. I don't know why either, because they're just great.
They are great. I don't know. I wish that they would have made more of them, to be honest.
I think it looks better than the regular TSX by a huge margin.
Oh, by a ton. Now, new, to get one of these new, would have been around $31,000 back in the day.
Ooh, that seems expensive for 10 years ago.
I agree. But what do you think they're going for now? Because this is
I would imagine this would depreciate pretty hard.
How hard?
I would imagine sub $10,000. So $6,000 to $9,000.
It is an Acura.
It's not a Honda, technically. I mean, it's a Honda, but it's not a
right.
Honda badged Honda.
Right.
It's an
But
Acura badged Honda.
It reasonably stays together well. And you sort of kind of get the Honda tax there.
Mm-hmm.
When I looked it up, it was somewhere between 10 and 20 grand, depending on mileage.
Really?
Yeah. So they've held their price decently well.
I would have thought that'd have been, you just buy it for peanuts for $5,000.
No, most of them were 15 and up, honestly.
Wow.
With 100K miles.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that must make my car $50,000. $110,000.
I don't know about that. Settle down over there.
Probably not.
No. But yeah, I love seeing those around town. I kind of want one.
That will be your daily to your NSX that you get next.
I think that would be a fantastic, put the kid in the back.
100%.
Drive him around
You would
town.
get your wife a TSX Sport Wagon, wouldn't you?
She would love it.
You would get your wife a TSX Sport. Okay, I can picture your husband and wife ultimate garage. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Derek's daily driver is a Tesla Model Y.
Okay.
Derek's weekend car is an Acura NSX, the first-gen NSX with pop-up headlamps. His wife's car is an Acura TSX Sport Wagon.
Honestly?
Did I just script your ultimate life?
Not too shabby. I'm about it.
Oh, Derek. Oh, Derek.
All right, let's move on to the I wish they would have.
Okay.
Do you have one?
I do. And this one comes pseudo from my wife here. So, Kayla, thank you for the idea here. I wish your keys could, make a noise to help you find them.
Jingle, jingle, jingle?
Yeah, but no, if you can't find your keys, you can press a button on your phone, and it'll do, a audible beep.
Couldn't you just get the little AirTag and...
Yeah, but I wish you didn't have to get the AirTag. I wish it was just built in.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
I wish it didn't have to be a separate thing to do it. I wish that when you bought your used Acura TSX Sport Wagon, the keys just automatically had some sort of audible beep to help you find them. You just press a button somewhere and...
I see what you're saying. The tech is certainly there. They could do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
actually a good idea.
It is. Do you lose your keys often?
Never.
Does your wife lose her keys often? Don't answer that.
I plead the fifth.
Okay. We're just going to end that conversation right there.
It's usually a point of contention.
There might be an educational process that might be able to fix that process. So,
do you have an I wish they would?
I do. And this is one that goes way back to my childhood.
Oh.
I wish that your car had a way to detect if you had gotten some, what they call in the rocket business, FOD.
Foreign object debris.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what FOD is.
Great.
Okay, are you surprised I knew that?
A little bit. Is that an airplane term too?
It is.
Yeah, I figured it's an aerospace thing. Foreign object debris, mainly anything that shouldn't be there, under your car and around your exhaust pipe area. Now, the classic being the plastic bag.
Yes, you're driving down the highway, and there's the plastic bag floating, because it floats.
Every time.
Right? And what's going to happen is you see it floating, say, left, and you think, it's floating left. I'll drift 6 inches further to the right. And then, inevitably, it will completely make a full-blown change in direction at the very last moment.
The last possible moment.
And goes, whoop, every single time. Yep.
Every time. When I was a young one, my mother had her Honda Pilot. She got it wrapped around the exhaust pipe, and for months there was a smell every time you got out of the car of burnt plastic. And we couldn't figure it out until she brought it to get the oil changed. And they said, you had a plastic bag wrapped around your exhaust, right, ma'am? And she had, oh, that's what it was. I see now. Yes. So I wish that there was a way to be able to detect that. It'd be hard to do, but it'd be.
You'd have to have some sort of like invisible force field sensing thing.
Camera, I don't know. It'd be impossible to do. It's not practical, but I do wish that there was a way.
I really love that because you're right. Because after the plastic bag does inevitably drift right back towards you and you pass it, you're always immediately looking in your mirror and going, is it back there? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? God damn it. Is it? Oh, son of a bitch, it's on me. Damn it.
And have you had that situation where it's stuck on you?
Once. And then as soon as I stopped, I was like, I'm getting this off of me right now. I must find it.
I have had that. I think I have been in Georgia in my car one time when I was heading up north. And I was on the interstate. And yeah, sure enough, it was my car that it chose. I didn't see it behind me. And I got off at the next exit. And I actually looked. And sure enough, it was in the radiator grill, blocking all the air. And I'm looking at my temps, my water temps, knowing race car things, going, well, if it has blocked all the air, I'm going to see my temps climbing. And sure enough, it's climbing. And I'm like, wow, really? Me? That's ridiculous.
You are the chosen one.
I was.
I pick you.
But I was good enough to know to get off at the next exit, go over there, pull the bag out of the radiator grill, and sure, that's fine. No problem. Ridiculous.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So you got anything else for episode 151?
I do not.
All right, cool. So that's going to wrap us up. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please do leave us a thumbs up and drop a comment on the video. Don't forget, hit subscribe while you're there. We'd love to have you join us along our journey. If you're listening on audio only, please do leave us a 5-star rating and a review on your platform of choice. Don't forget, while you've got your phone out and handy, follow us on social. Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is We Are Auto _. YouTube is We Are Auto. And our website is weareauto.io. So again, thanks so much. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.